See, my people say when you sell a bad product, you struggle to sell it, and I don't envy my friend because he has to defend his job and protect his livelihood. So he must try as much as possible, no matter how ferociously.
No, but how would you be calling this a bad product? They are now generating over 5,000 megawatts.
You are talking. Did you hear the Nigerians speak there? You are talking about a private sector driven service.
Since when?
This thing we are talking about, the disco, the Genco and the disco are no longer in government hands. Government has given them, apart from transmission.
Okay.
Now, government has sold off this thing to them.
When?
And they are supposed to make an investment into it. Now, you see, the unfortunate thing why he's talking about a child has been born is because we take this country as if everybody is a fool in Nigeria. And that is where I think those who govern us, I don't know who they represent. You heard what people said. Nobody is, look, we must get if one issue clear. Nigerians are law-abiding people. Nigerians want to, are ready to pay for service if that service is available.
Really?
Nigerians are ready to, that is why today, if the price of goods and services goes up in the market, Nigerians are inelastic consumers. They will still go for that good, so long as that good is of need. But what Nigerians are quarreling is that you are here reading statistics, but you're not addressing the concern of the Nigerians. Nigerians are telling you and are telling the Gencos and the like, let me say the discos. We don't know. We don't know what happened at the Genco level. Okay. The discos that we interact with. That look, you have not met 1/10 of the timeline skills of part of the memorandum of association. You sit there in your office. You do not have a new transformer for anybody. Hold on, sir. You don't have a new, and I'm sure it affects you. No matter that you work for them. You don't have a new transformer anywhere. You've not changed any power line within the distribution zones.
You think so?
I know so. You have not done any of those things. You've not metered the people. The people have not been metered. Every day, we're not even talking about the absence of the power.
Okay,
we're even talking about the availability of proper and correct analysis of what each Nigerian has consumed. Okay. That has not done. And you're talking about increase in tariff.
Wilcox, hold on. Mr. Dutton, which should come first? The tariff or the metering?
Tariff.
The tariff should come first before the metering.
No. When you're even saying tariff or the metering, we have already started rolling out meters.
No,
okay?
Hold on.
But you cannot meter the whole nation in 2 years. Let nobody deceive anybody.
And you cannot be stealing from the consumer.
5 million.
You will respond.
Listen to that. We have 5 million metering gap in this country. Not our fault.
1 second.
Before we took over.
I just want to know, which comes first? Metering, which should come first? The metering or the tariffs?
Appropriate pricing of the product should come first.
Appropriate pricing
of the product should come first.
Should people be paying for what, or for what they don't know? Why don't you give them something for them to measure what they are using so that they can pay appropriately when you finish your pricing?
The first thing that
before you tell them to pay.
No, you can't be talking about pricing, products, and some of the things that are associated with the product.
Okay, let me put this. Both of you will answer this question. Hold on. Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Can you walk into a fuel station?
Yes.
Your tank, your car's tank doesn't have a gauge, so you can't get how many liters you bought, and there is no pump to tell you how many liters that's been put into your car, and then they finish putting and they tell you pay 20,000 naira. Would you do that?
Can you take a car to the filling station?
Would you do that?
If there was no fuel in the car in the first place?
Will you
Can you take a car to the filling station?
Okay.
Can you take a car to the filling station if there was no fuel in the car in the first place? Let's be real. Let us be real.
The problem I have with Mr. Dutton.
Gentlemen, hold on.
Mr. Dutton avoids questions.
I don't avoid any questions. I only answer questions in a sensible way. Will you take a car to the filling station if there was no fuel in the car in the first place?
Yes, you can push to the filling station.
Push from where?
But will you pay?
From Agodo to VI or what?
Will you pay if you get a filling station and you do not know the meter of what you are buying? And after the attendants put it on you, said you are going to pay 30,000 naira. Will you pay?
You can't make that correlation. You are making an assumption that doesn't work. Let me explain to you. You are talking about metering, aren't you?
What you
are talking about metering.
Because you are talking about metering, tell the people what they consume.
Let me make this very clear.
Let me make this very clear. And you make compulsory.
Okay, should we shut down your?
Okay, all right.
If you don't have a meter in your house, should we better even shut you down until we're able to give you a meter?
Is that
because the
net? Because the
it's an option if that's what you want.
Is that what it's supposed to do?
If you want that, we'll give you that. Because the regulator has...
And then when we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Please don't go away. Welcome back. Well, before this new tariff setting, the national average, that's across all the classes or grades or categories of consumers, divided by all the classes there are, well, the average electricity user was paying about 22 naira per kilowatt, and now they're paying 36 naira per kilowatt. That's the national average. So there are different grades, different categories. Some pay more, some pay less, but across board, on the average, 36 naira per kilowatt. Now, I asked Mr. Oduto a question. If he'll drive to a fuel station, they'll put fuel in his car. He can't see the meter to know how much was put in, and they tell him to pay 30,000 naira, whether he'll pay. He did not answer that question. So let me ask Wilcox a question. Wilcox, you didn't have fuel in your car, and now fuel has been put in your car, and they said, you now have power to move, and they say, pay for that power. Would you pay?
Look,
would you pay?
In the short run.
Is it right to pay?
In the short run.
Is it right?
No, it is wrong because it's not wrong because
it's wrong to pay.
It is wrong to pay because in every sphere of life, measurement is key. Measurement is justice. Measurement is rational. Mr. Duto will not go to a filling station and he will not even check if the meter was wiped off. And I know that. That is rationality. Okay. That is legal. That is very, very ideal for anybody to do. It is only in Nigeria, in the whole world, and Mr. Luto will know that because he's widely traveled over this matter. That it's only in Nigeria, in the whole world, that you will pay, that you consume electricity that you don't know the measurement, and a bill is sent to you compulsorily. You are threatened. The next day, a ladder is brought, and this is dropped down. Even when. According to the memorandum of association the memorandum they signed with government, how bit no matter how terribly flawed that process took place, but there was a memorandum of association they signed. They are supposed to pay government money, and we're not even sure they pay that money.
Really?
Government now gave them subvention again to run their businesses.
Really?
We don't know the outcome of that subvention. And they are supposed to have metered Nigerians within 18 months. What is the problem?
All right, hold on.
Government never gave us.
Okay, hold on. Let him educate Nigerians.
No,
I need to report this. Government never gave us any subvention.
This
is kind of misinformation that's going around this country.
Please give him
and that's why I'm saying that it's either we want electricity or we want to stay and go back to the Stone Ages when nothing
so will work. You hand over the company back
There's
to the
nothing
government?
Like government gave us any subvention. That's the first point of correction.
That is wrong.
Number two, we are not giving any subvention.
No, hold on, please.
Every Genco paid for the entities, and the records are there. And those who sold are still alive anyway. That's number one. Number two, you need to know that the fact that we bought the product on the 1st of November 2013 does not mean that we can correct the rot of 50 years in 2 years. Anybody saying that is totally unfair, in fact, ungodly to say. So, what I'm saying is, instead of us to say, how can we make things better? Instead of you to call us to order, or to call us to be accountable for our actions, you're talking about things that you know cannot happen overnight. You're talking as if there's a paradise that you have created for yourself in the corner of Magodo. That cannot work. What I'm telling you here is this. We took up the entity and we made the thing a lot better. We have actually invested billions in the if you want me to give you the figure, I can give you. 11 discos. We have spent billions to improve the network that we met on the ground.
Network,
the truth
what kind
of
of network?
Distribution network.
Distribution network.
Series and series of things. But what you will not get, what you will not get is the fact that all these things cannot be completed in a space time of 2 years. And why are we talking about tariff? We're talking about an opportunity for us to be able to invest more in the, and it's not that tariff we are going to be paying that we're going to use in invest, not just that. It is the ability of these businesses, which is what I believe my brother should know better, the ability of this business to be able to approach financial institutions for investment. If you are an investor, can you put your money on a business where the business is not viable? And even now that we remove the fixed charges, nobody's talking about that.
Hold on.
So the point I'm making is that this thing cannot happen overnight. and we are not saying we are there yet, but we are saying that we have started well, and the truth of the matter is that we have actually gotten to a point where there will be a lot of improvement. Okay, and I've told you in the last 24 hours, we have done what has never been done in this country before. We have crossed the 5,000 mark. And I can tell you, by July, August, you'll see, from what the present government is doing, we'll get about 7,000 megawatts. For God's sake, let there be light. Let there be light. Don't mix politics with light. Activism has come and gone. You can do this. Let us have light.
It's already aligned to the people.
I want light. I want electricity. If you don't want it, I want electricity.
It's already aligned to the people, and you are not even addressing the issues that brought us here. The issue that Nigerians are telling you.
Yes.
And in order to ask you a simple question, will you pay for a product you do not know the measurement and a price is given to you? The answer that you are a lawyer and a rational answer will be no. You will not pay. So during Nigeria, you want light. Who doesn't want light? It's only Nigeria according to comedians. It's only Nigeria according to comedians.
The only generator mafia talk like this.
Hold on. It's only Nigeria that the comedian said disobeyed God when they said let there be light, and Nigeria said there should not be light. It's only Nigeria. Look at what happened in Ghana when they have this their domsaw experience.
Do you know how much they pay for electricity in Ghana?
We are right to pay.
Nigeria has the second lowest tariff in
Nigeria even has the lowest.
And you guys don't want
Nigeria
to pay.
Nigeria has the lowest.
No, Nigeria don't like paying bill anyway.
Us, who told you?
Nigeria,
who told you?
Okay,
Who told you?
All right.
Nigeria
Look, let me debunk
only 40% of what they consume.
Let me debunk
Nigeria don't like paying.
Let me be honest.
Gentlemen.
He doesn't like to pay.
Electricity theft.
Gentlemen,
maybe you pay.
You know them.
Can you guys
know them
hold on?
because they are your customers.
Where do you live? They are in your street.
No, they are not in my street.
Oh, really? Tell me where you live. Let Nigerians know. Where do you live?
They are your staff.
I will give you the exact situation of your street. Tell me where you live.
On break now if you do not.
Tell me where you live.
Gentlemen, please. We'll go on a quick break and we'll come back to continue this conversation. But just before that break, let's look at this tweet. Candy Baker says, on the day the tariff was changed, we had no electricity in my area the whole day. Playland says, when GSM came, we were told per second billing was impossible. When Glow came, it was possible. All happened because it was allowed. Joe says, Mr. Director, you're trying to influence corruption by the increase of tariff. Are you guys Nigerians? Onogu Galactica says, arbitrary and indiscriminate charges on electricity by the distribution companies is criminal offense which should be stopped. And finally, Sam Obi says the inventors must know the price to enable them venture profitably. The investors, rather. Price actually should come first, realistically. Okay, we'll take a moment and we'll come back to continue the conversation. Please don't go away.